Today I'm going to make an NPC ride a bike. Brah! And I decided to go with the Saw theme, so I got Jigsaw riding a bike. Let's try it out. Hit the play button. We're going to get some spooky music. Oh man. And then we're going to run into this creepy building, obviously, right? So we're going to go in here. And then at some point, I'm going to get stuck. Oh, I can't move. And here comes something. Something really creepy's coming up. Oh, something bad's going to happen when he stops. I died. I decided not to go with all the chains and everything because we got a time constraint. But you can do it again and again. It resets. So let's go ahead and get started. I got my empty base plate right here. And the first thing we need is a bike, which I did in the last video. You don't need to watch the last video. I will put a link to it in the description. You go ahead and click on it. This will say get model. You press it, and then you're going to have your red bike accessory available in your toolbox. So you go over to your workspace or your studio, your Roblox studio. You hit toolbox. Look at that, red bike accessory. Just drag it in. There are no scripts in here, but there are animation keyframes we're going to use for the animation. There we go. We'll open this up. In here, here's the anim saves. So let's grab an avatar. I have this for R15. We're going to get rig builder. We're going to need an R15. I think I'm just going to go with the, how about the mesh avatar 2012? That should work. And then we'll go ahead and get the bike, put it in the rig for now. Well, actually, we just keep it in the rig because he's going to be riding the bike. All right, now we're going to go to our animation editor. And we have anim saves in the bike. What you need to do is take those anim saves, move it to the rig. Then when you click on your rig, click here to continue, you should be able to load those up. Ah, there we go. I had to click him again. And he's on the bike. This is the still animation, right? We have two. It says still. Let's go to load and we'll hit ride. Try it out. That's pretty good. You can modify it if you want, slow it down, speed it up, whatever. I'm going to pause it. What you have to do is make sure this is saved. The ID is saved under your account or the game creator's account. I'm going to take a look at set animation priority, action. That's good. We'll go to publish to Roblox and we got our ride. You can go ahead and hit submit. Wait, and then we get our ID. Click that box right there. And we'll hit close. And I have a ride animation in here, but the ID is not going to work for you. You need to Control V, paste the new one in that you saved off under your account. We're going to do the same with the still, but we got to go back to here. Click here. Yeah, click here. And then we're going to get our still. Sweet. And then we're going to publish to Roblox. Here we go. We'll hit submit. We get this ID. We'll hit close. And then in the still animation under the red bike accessory, Control V, paste the new ID. Now you could get a sanitization error. It just means that Roblox isn't catching up yet with your new ID for your animation. But it will. Just take a break. Eat a sandwich or something. Come back. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my save off just so I don't lose my stuff. Publish a Roblox for the game. I'm going to call this like bike video, NPC bike video. Cool. I'll turn team create off. And then there we go. All right. Now your animations are going to work in Roblox Studio and on your game. Let's make a script to get them to ride the bike. I'm going to go up to the rig. I'm going to hit the plus. I'm going to add a script. I'm going to get rid of this window right here. I'll make the text a little bigger. There we go. And let me find that script, rename it. Let's call this ride. And I want to get a few points. I'm not going to put them in the script though. Let's go back to our workspace. And wherever he is in the game, when you move him to server storage, that's where he's going to go when you clone him. So I'll keep him here. You can move him around, but I want some points to go to. I'm not going to mess with his location. I'm going to go to home. I'm just going to get a part, right? And then I'm going to drag this to where I want him to ride, right? So I'm going to grab that part. Let's take a look at the position. And down here. So that's going to be his first point. Control C. I will go up to the ride script. Hit the plus. Hit a V. Vector value 3. Is that what it was? Vector 3 value. Sorry. Vector 3 value. And this is going to be like 0.1. Right? And you can make this a loop. I'm not going to make it a loop. I'll do a control V to put that parts position in the value of the vector 3 value. Keep getting that wrong. There we go. And then let's add another point. Control D. We'll call this 0.2. And I think for the interest of brevity, I'll just do dew points. And I'll move this over here. Right? So now let's get that new position to where he's going to go to. The C frame will work too. These values are the same. So I'll do control C. I think I did origin before. It'll be fine. And then under the value for 0.2, I want to put this new brick value. Cool. And you can keep this here for doing work, but he's going to ride into it. So let's just move it. I'll probably delete it. Let's just delete it. We can add another one if we want it. Cool. So we got the 2 points we want to go to. Let's open up a ride script, start coding, keeping these 2 points in mind. So this script is going to fire when we start the game and when we clone the rig. We're going to eventually just start cloning when somebody comes up and triggers something. They go into a building or something. Let's do a variable for the character, script.parent. Let's get our bike. And should we do a wait for child? Do a char, wait for child. What I call it, red bike accessory. And let's get the humanoid because we're going to do the move to with the humanoid. So do char, wait for child. Humanoid. Make sure you spell that right. It won't work and it won't give you an error. That might give you an error, but it doesn't always. So let's get our points for our route, for our bike route or route, however you like to say it. We'll do a script, wait for child. Remember we have a point on there, point, and the point has a value. It's a vector 3 value. We'll do another point, script, wait for child, 0.2, dot value, and we only have 2 points, right? And now we have to make a route. So the route is just going to be a table of the points. You can put a lot of points in here if you want. And then we'll just do 0.1 and 0.2. We don't need to check for the bike because we're doing a wait for child. So we'll run into a problem. We'll get an infinite yield that the bike's not on there. So let's just start coding. Say local. Let's get our ride anim, right? So we have our ride anim. Where is that? We kept that in the bike, right? We had that bike. We'll do a wait for child, ride. And then let's get the still anim so when he's not pedaling. Bike, wait for child, still. There it is. What else? Oh, let's change the speed. Let's go a little slower. So we'll say walk speed, hum.walk speed equals 6 because we got to make it creepy, right? And then we got to get the animator of our humanoid. Right, so we have the animator, which will load the animations in. It's in the humanoid. We'll do a wait for child. We'll get the animator. What else? Let's get a ride track when we load up. Oh my gosh. When we load up our animation into the humanoid, into the animator, into the humanoid. So we'll get the ride track, animator. Oh, look at that. It helps us out. Load animation. Ride anim, and we're going to do one for the still too. Man, my spelling's a little bit worse than normal. Still track, animator, load animation, still anim. We're going to play the ride track right away. So we'll do ride and ride track, not ride anim, ride track, play. Let's make a little space here. I can take a breather. Making too many mistakes. Oh, we're going to need our sound, and I have a sound on the bike. Local sound equals bike, wait for child, and I call it, I just got that out of the toolbox, right? The metal squeak 8. Let's take a look at where that's at in our bike. Metal squeak 8 right here. You should have that. So you can just change your sound if you want, but then you have to change this name right here. All right, what else? We got our sound. Let's play the sound. Sound, play. And then let's go through our route. So I'll do a for loop for I equals 1 to the number of points in our route in steps of 1. Do hum move to route I. And now we could do hum dot move to finish event. That'll fire. We're going to wait here until that fires. So we're going to wait till we get to the point. Once we get down here, we'll get our ride track and then stop it. And then we'll get our sound and stop that too. You probably should play the sound on client side for all the clients, but it'll work here. And then let's get our still track and play that. Oh, let's go ahead and put a wait statement. We can put it right at the top just so that we could see it happening, right? So we can see the ride. I'll just put 6 seconds in there. Let's hit the play and check out our NPC riding a bike. There he is. Any second now, he's going to get on that bike and start pedaling. Looking good. Just remember, in between those points, you have an 8-second timeout for the moved to finish. So don't make those points too far away. You'll have to add more points if it takes more than 8 seconds. And he's moving pretty slow too. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and spawn him so that when you enter a room, the rig is going to start riding his bike. I'm not going to do anything fancy for the trigger mechanism. Let's see that he rides up, he rides over here. Oh, let's add another point too so you can see how that's done. Let's assume we're going to come into the room like right about here. So the easiest way to trigger something is with a part. I'm actually going to do a Control D with the collisions off. So this is going to be his end point. This is going to be the rig's end point. This is going to be the trigger. So somebody's going to walk in maybe up this direction and they're going to trigger our little block that makes, we're going to do a clone and then make them ride, right? So this is going to be the trigger. Let's just call this trigger. And we'll make that invisible. Maybe for now, let's just make it like 0.8 so we can kind of see it, right? And we're going to make that 1 though to make it invisible. And let's see, go down. I want to turn collisions off because you don't want anybody to know it's there. And you also need to anchor it because if collisions are off, it'll fall through the ground if it's not anchored. All right, this is going to be our last point. So let's go ahead and click this, Control, let's see, Alt, click. Oh, we're not in a model, so we're all right. And now we're going to get our position. Where is that? There it is, C-frame position, Control C. I want to go up to my red bike accessory that's in my rig, and then underneath that is my ride. That's what I want. I'm not going to do that point. We're not doing the points in the ride bike accessory. We're doing the points outside. So I'll just do another, hit that plus, vector 3 value. I'll call this 0.3. And then I'll put that value that I pasted from that brick, Control V, right there. And he should ride up. Hopefully he turns. So if he's riding this way and he turns, that'll be good. But you know how to play around with it. Maybe we could do some more. All right, let's go to our ride script. And we need to add that extra point, right? So Basically, we're just going to get that. It's probably easier if I just type it. Local 0.3 equals script colon wait for child 0.3 dot value. That's that point right there on our ride script. And then we'll just put our 0.3 in here. Cool. And then our loop knows to go to the third point. We'll be fine. All right, now what are we going to do? Let's put our trigger on this thing. So we're going to need a script. Hit the plus. Add a script. And the script, we're going to detect, oh, let's name it. Let's call it like visit. Cool. We want to detect when somebody touches it, right? So we'll do local trigger. That's going to be our part script.parent. And then we'll do a cooldown. Set that equal to false. Let's get our rig from server storage, game, get service, server storage. Our rig is going to be in server storage. Let's move him now. So if I hit this NPC bike video, wherever he's at now is where he's going to spawn when we clone him. I'm going to close him up. There's my red bike. There's my ride. Here's my rig. Grab the rig. And then, should we call him like Jigsaw? Let's do that. Jigsaw. And then we'll go ahead and put him down here in server storage. Cool. We're going to go back to the visit script. The visit script is on the trigger, right there. And now we can get Jigsaw. Let's just make it one word. Server storage, wait for child, Jigsaw. We'll get the trigger.touched event, connect that to a function. The other part, the part that touches the trigger, is going to get passed in. We'll look for a player, local player, game.players. Get player from character. What's the character? Well, if other part is a foot or a head or something, the parent is the character. And if it's like the floor or something, you're just going to get a nil here in the player. So we do have to check to see if the player exists, right? So if player and, not cooldown, then let's set our cooldown to true. And then we'll get a Jigsaw clone. Would I make that lower? Jigsaw. Oh my gosh. Clone equals Jigsaw colon clone. And then we'll get our Jigsaw clone. We got to put him in the workspace. So dot parent equals workspace. Let's get the char. You may as well kill the guy off too, right? And then we'll freeze him in place too. So we'll say char player dot character. That's probably what you need because somebody did hit the trigger, but I'm going to do a character added wait to character added wait just in case the character's not quite ready. And what else? We'll do a local hum, and that's char wait for child. That's so we could do damage humanoid. So hum. Let's not do the damage yet. Let's get the. So we get the humanoid root part and anchor him. Nah, let's just turn his walk speed down. Walk speed equals 0 so he can't escape. Right? And then what else? We'll do a wait for 15 seconds or something. Then we'll kill him. We'll say hum, take damage. 100 will kill him. Then let's just wait 3 seconds till we clear our cooldown. Right? So we get our cooldown will now be false. We don't want to spawn right away, and we don't want Jigsaw to go away right away. So say the Jigsaw clone will destroy 3 seconds after we die. And you can increase that a little bit if you want, maybe 4 seconds. That's a video. We'll keep it short. Now this time here is estimating how long it takes Jigsaw to ride his little route or whatever NPC you have and when you die. So if you need more time, you could change this value. Like we might want to make it like 16 seconds, so just stare at them for a little longer. Also in the ride script, remember server storage, Jigsaw, ride. Let's open that up. We had this wait here, not so we could get into the game. We don't need that because we're going to spawn them. Let's go ahead, and let's get rid of this block. So go to your workspace. This was just to see where we want to stop for our point 3. Let's go ahead and play this. Check out what we have. We should have a spawning jigsaw. All right, there's my little room, right? I'm going to come running in. Oh, now I'm stuck. I can't move. There's Jigsaw. He spawned. He's doing his creepy ride. You could put something that he's behind so you can hear it. And he gets close. Now we die. Or you could do whatever you want. You could have the ropes come out or whatever. And you could do it over and over, right? We have a respawn. Sweet. All right. I will see you in the next video.